Good day my viewers. If you want to enjoy this video very well, kindly put your video player on landscape form. Thank you.
Hello my viewers, you are highly welcome to my YouTube channel. Into this tutorial we are going to be looking at angle of elevation and depression. So now if you look at this diagram, we are not going to be needing too much note here, but all our explanations majorly will be on geometric form. That is, we are going to be having our explanation based on the diagram we are having. Now, angle of elevation and depression. So we are going to start from angle of elevation. So now the first thing is that what can we say about angle of elevation whenever you heard of angle of elevation or depression? So that's what we are going to be looking at. So now I want you to observe this diagram very well so that you'll be able to get what I am going to be saying now. So now let's observe this observer here, this man standing. Normally, this man that is standing here, he has his normal height level, okay? That is this is just horizontal. So when the man is not observing anything or is not looking at anything, are you getting now? So now the normal height is this horizontal line. Now let's see the man now observe something above above him, okay? Maybe he's standing and he's trying to look at at something that is up, maybe on the top of the tree, or at the top of the tree, or at the top of the building. Are you getting it now? So we are going to see that this height from the normal level, okay, that is this horizontal line, it will be raised up to observe the object at the top, which is the object here. Now this horizontal line and this line of sight, are you getting now, to observe this object here, the angle between this horizontal line and the line of sight is called the theta here, and it is called it is called angle of elevation, and that is very, very simple. Then we go to this second diagram here. So now when we look at this diagram here, we can see that this is a horizontal line, the normal height level of the observer, okay, and this is the object above this horizontal line, and this is the object below the horizontal line. So now, as I said, from here, any angle that is found between the horizontal line, that is the normal height level, and the lines of sight, I get it now. That is, you can see this side here, this object one here is above this horizontal line. It means this angle formed by this horizontal line and this line of sight is called angle of elevation. And when we look at this object here, this object is below the normal height. Let's say you are standing and you are looking at something below your height, that is down your height. Are you getting that? I don't know, maybe I get what I'm saying. So now this observer is here and is looking something down here. Therefore, the angle made by this normal height level, that is the horizontal line, by this object, when somebody is looking, or when the observer is looking at the down, so it's called angle of depression. So therefore, we represent this angle of elevation to be theta and represent the angle of depression to be alpha here. Are you getting now? So from there, we move further by having this. We move further by having this. So here we are having the angle of elevation. So before we jump on solving any problems here, so I would like to give the differences between the angle of elevation and and depression. So now if you look at this one now, so we have angle of elevation, I said, is represented by theta. So now from here, so we move further. You can see this angle of elevation, it is formed when an object is placed above the observer, and this one, it is formed when an object is placed below the observer. If you look at this diagram here, this is the first object here. Angle of elevation is made when the observer is here and is trying to observe something above. Are you getting now? So that is above the observer. And in terms of depression, you can see it is formed when an object is placed below the observer height level. You can see this is the observer here, that's the horizontal height level, and something to feel is looking, try to get something down here. So therefore, the angle made by this horizontal line and this and the sight of the line of sight is called depression. I don't know, maybe you are getting what I'm saying. Now, also known as upwards angle, that is angle of elevation. You can see upwards angle because when you look up, that's going to make that's when you are going to make an angle of elevation. So here also known as downwards angle. Do you understand? So when you look down, so this angle of depression is going to make. Then we have the horizontal line is below the object. If you look at this under angle of elevation, you can see that this horizontal line is down or is below this object one here, this up here. While in the angle of depression, we have the horizontal line is above this horizontal line. I guess it is above this object here, and that is the little differences between angle of elevation and depression. So we move further to this aspect. Are you getting now? In a situation whereby we are going to be looking for angle of elevation and depression. So this angle of elevation and depression is actually a part, an application of trigonometric ratio. So now, if you are solving anything on trigonometric ratio, I guess now definitely you are going to be dealing with right angle. You are going to be dealing with right angle triangle, and this is which is what we call right angle triangle. So if you look at right angle triangle, the right angle triangle is having three sides. So we have hypotenuse, that is the one that is facing this angle 90 degrees. This one is called hypotenuse. So we have our angle theta here. So any line that is facing the angle theta is called the opposite. If this is the hypotenuse and this is the opposite, I get it now. So the lines that this angle 90 degrees and the theta found that is lying on is called adjacent. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So now these are the formula you are going to be using. We have sine theta, we have cos theta, and we have tan theta. So sine theta, so this is also the acronyms here. Are you getting it now? That is so, ka, twa. That's what we are going to be using. So where we have so, you can see that this one is starting with S. This S means what? This S means sine, okay, theta. This O means what? O means opposite. H means what? Hypotenuse. C means cos. This means A means adjacent, H means hypotenuse, tan, okay, and this one is what? This is tan theta, maybe tan. This is tangent. We have this one to be opposite. We have this one to be adjacent. Now you get what I'm saying now. So all these things now, these are the properties or the features of right angle triangle, and these are the formula we are going to be using. If it is sine theta, you are going to use definitely your opposite and hypotenuse is given. If you are to use cos theta, it means it means your adjacent and hypotenuse is given. If you are to use tan, definitely your opposite and adjacent is given. And if it is angle you are going to be looking for, so you just take the arc sine of this. If it is sine theta, if it is cos theta, you take arc cos of this, or we call it cos inverse at times. And if it is tangent, so we are going to have half tan of this, or we call it tan inverse. So now let's look at this problem here given here. It said if a girl is standing at point P, which is 8 units away from a building, making an angle of elevation of 45 degrees with point Q, find the height of the building. So now if you want to get the height of this building now, when you look at this is the diagram here. So this girl is standing at the P here. Are you getting it now? And which is 8 units away from the building. That is, this is 8 minutes because it's 8 minutes away from the building. This is the building here. 8 minutes away. That's what the distance apart from this building to where the girl is standing. Are you getting this 8 units? Are you getting it now? Making an angle of elevation of 45 degrees. Are you getting it? Definitely, this is the top of the building, and the girl is standing, maybe observing something here. Are you getting now? You can see that the angle is going to make is angle of elevation. That is 45 degrees. Are you getting now? He now has to find the height of the building. That is, we want to know what is the height of the building. If you look at this, you can see that we are given this, are you getting now, which is the adjacent corresponding to what we have here, are you getting now, and this is the height, which is the opposite to this angle, 45 degree, and this is our hypotenuse, that is PQ. So now, what are we going to use now? If you look at this, SOHCAHTOA, are you getting now? What we are going to use, the word we are going to use is what is TOA. Do you understand? That is opposite, okay? That is opposite and what? And adjacent. The opposite is the height we are looking for, and what? And the adjacent is the 8th unit that is given to us, and we have our tan. That is, we have an angle to be what? 45 degree. So now, what's the next thing we are going to do from there? So we are going to have this solution. And have this solution. Are you getting it now? So let's have this rough sketch. This is the height of the building. This is what? Angle 90 degree. And this is what is 45 degree. Are you getting now? And we are giving this to be 8 units. Are you getting now? So we are looking for height. So now, to get the value of height now, so I told you that we are going to use what? TOA. That is tangent. So the tangent is going to be tan 45 degree, okay, to be equals to what is our opposite? Or opposite is what? That is the side that is facing 45 degree. That is h, then over 8 units, which is what? Which is our adjacent. Do you understand? So it's got to be 8. So now, if you look at this very well, tan 45 degree is same thing as 1 degree. When you press your calculator, we have h over 8. Though now from here you do cross multiplication, we are going to have h to be equals to 8 units. Don't forget that we are looking for height, so you need to put the unit there. Are you getting now? Therefore, the height is also 8 units. If it is centimeter or meter, they put, so your height will also be 8 centimeter or 8 meters. Are you getting what I'm saying? But since it didn't specify, they only put units, so therefore we are going to put what? We are going to put unit. Now let's look at this second example. A pole of height 1.5 inches is 28.5 inches away from a building. The angle of elevation to the top of the building from the top of the pole is 45 degrees. So what is the height of the building? Are you getting it now? Mostly they ask about height. Are you getting it now? And mostly the trig ratio we use is always what? Is always, most of the time, is always tan, that is TOA. So therefore, we are going to look at this, okay, and solve this to look at which of the options is the best and is the correct one. So now, when we look at this now, so let's start from here. We need to make the rough sketch of this, a pole of 1.5 inches. This is, let's say this is 1.5 inches. Sorry for my drawing. I have this. I have this straight line. That is what? That is the pole, and a pole of height and is having 1.5. Okay. So also the building, let's say this is the building here, okay, but they said inches, that is a pole of height 1.5 is 1.5 inches is what? Put inches here, okay, is what? Is 28.5 inches away from the building. This is, let's say, like this, okay, let's say like this. This is what? This is 28.5 inches, okay, 28.5 inches. Are you getting it? Then the angle of elevation to the top of the building, this is the top of the building, okay, the angle of elevation to the top of the building here from the top of the pole, because this is the top of the pole, therefore angle of elevation, therefore the observance is what? It's coming from here to this place. Are you getting it now? So this is the normal eyes level of the observer. Are you getting it now? From the top of the building here. Therefore, the angle make by this, by this line here, I get it now, is what is 45 degree. That's what the question says. I get it now. So if this one is 45 degree, don't forget that from here to here you can see how this place is also 1.5 inches. Are you getting it now? So if this one is also 1.5 inches, so if this is what 1.5 inches, definitely, and the question said we should look for the height of the building. What is the height of the building? So now the height of the building is this. Therefore, let's say we have all of this like this. That is, from the top here to the down here, we are going to have h, and let's say this place is x. Definitely, so far we have from here to this place, that is from here, okay, to this place to be 1.5. That is the what? That is the height of the what, of the pole that is here to this place. That is because this form rectangle. That is why the opposite sides of rectangle that are equal. That's why I have 1.5 inches here. So now we need to get this from here to here, so that we have our height completely. Do you understand now? So from there, our height is going to be x plus 1.5 inches. Are you getting now from what we are given? So therefore we need to get the value of x here. So now if we are to get the value of x, you can see that this place forms angle 90 degree. Are you getting now? So now from our trig ratios, what we are going to use is still tan, that is TOA. Are you getting it now? So now to get the TOA, it means tan what? Tan theta equals to what? Equals to opposite over what? Over adjacent. So now from here, what is our theta? We have tan what? Tan 45 degree, which is equal to what? Opposite. Our opposite. Opposite is what? Is x. That is this one. This is opposite because this is the line that is facing this angle here. So we have x. Do you understand now? So we go further. We have what? We have our x. We have x divided by the adjacent. The adjacent is what? This is the adjacent here. Okay? This is the adjacent here. Adjacent. This is 28.5, because if you look at this place now, because I told you that this is what? This is rectangle. Do you understand now? Definitely, if this is rectangle, the opposite sides of rectangle are always what? Are always equal. Definitely, this place will also be 28.5. Are you getting now? And that is what? That is our adjacent, because you can find what? You can find this angle here, and this 90 degree lies on it, and that is our adjacent. Are you getting it now? So now, let's go further. You can have this to be 28.5. So do not forget that we said tan 45 is what? Tan 45 degree is 1 equals to x over 28.5. So when you do cross multiplication, okay, we are going to have x to be equals to 28.5. I get it now, inches. So from there, we conclude that our height is x, that is 28.5 plus 1.5. So all of this will be inches. Therefore, when you add all this together, we are going to have 30 what? 30 inches. Are you getting now? So when you look at our options, you can see that this is going to be our final answer. That is the height of what? The height of this is what is of this building is what is 30 inches. So that is the end of today's lecture. So if you find this class very interesting, so kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit on the subscribe button, hit on the notifications bell, so you can be notified whenever I upload my videos. Thank you for watching. So in our next class, we'll be looking at depression, that is problems on depression of, that is angle of depression. That's what